This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
From the ashes of our regular release schedule, it's Scraping the Vault. We'll explain.
We have one more act for you this evening. I don't even need to say his name. Mr. Bob Dylan.
From the director of Walk the Line and Ford vs. Ferrari.
If anyone is going to hold your attention on stage, you have to kind of be a freak.
And starring Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan.
Are you a freak?
Hope so.
Once upon a time, you're just so fine.
Inspired by the true story.
I want to know which side he's on.
This Christmas.
They just want me singing Blowing in the Wind for the rest of my life.
Bobby, what do you want to be?
Whatever it is they don't want me to be.
He defied everyone.
Turn it down!
Play it loud!
To change everything.
He's our Elvis.
With no direction.
Timothée Chalamet, Edward Norton, Elle Fanning, Monica Barbaro.
Make some noise, BD. Track some mud on the carpet.
A complete unknown. Only in theaters Christmas Day. Rated R. Under 17.9 without parent.
Maybe. I don't know. You know the show. Hey, if you don't know the show, this is the show where we listen to that sound, and we also listen to, we watch, you listen. We watch, you listen. Let's get this, let's get this right. You listen
know
to
your
us,
role.
and we watch. Okay, bye. Bye, listeners. Wait, never mind. Come back. We watch straight-to-video Disney sequels, and we talk about them. And usually one of our other hosts, Jimmy, that's Jimmy over there, he tends to like them. And I don't
From
understand
the
why.
ashes
I'm
of
Dan.
the Native American burial ground this film was made on.
That's right. And that other voice is Audrey. She's a little hoarse right now.
Or Asher. We're not sure yet.
By that I mean she's not
Asher.
a little horse, like a little horse, like an animal, but she's just a little horse.
They
Like, she
turned
didn't
me
turn
into
into
a
a horse.
bear. I got better.
Yeah.
got that.
No, yeah, I've been possessed by Asher because this movie is cursed in every which way. And I won't give you any further
drank
detail on why my voice sounds like this. That's
She
it.
drank too much purple stuff. That's what
Purple
happened.
stuff. Yeah, we started the recording process. Was it 2 months ago?
2 months ago.
We started the recording process. I was in a very bad place, and I'm sitting at my office chair, and I am overwhelmed with just the world at the moment. And I text Audrey and Dan, like, I will do this, but I've got all this other stuff. I don't want to sit and watch this goddamn movie and then take time to write about it and then take even more time to talk about it. Like, this is the lowest of priorities. And Dan and Audrey were very kind, and they basically gave me permission to just take a break. And it was what I needed. And then we tried again.
What happened last month? I forgot.
I don't remember. It was just, that's when I said, I think this movie was made on a Native American burial ground because it's cursed. And then Audrey,
Don't watch it.
we
Yeah.
were going to record today, and Audrey's like, I'm not going to say a word, but I cannot speak, but we're going to have to reschedule this, and we cannot do it.
You're welcome.
So I suspect this will be a shorter version of the Scraping the Vault.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
hope. Maybe. We'll see.
It's taken years off of all of our lives.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We've all been turned into bears and back again.
Yay. Yeah, and then after this, we have our annual Holiday Palooza, which I don't know, Jimmy, if you have any plans for that, but
I've got a short list,
okay. All
but
right.
I'll share it later.
All right. Right. So you want to just get into it, and we'll talk about what actually it's a different situation here because we have bear news that was relevant at one of the times that we were going to
That's right.
record this. Okay, here we go. Bear captured at Magic Kingdom after Walt Disney World closes. This is the Washington Post. Florida wildlife officials recommend you give bears their space unless you're at Country Bear Jamboree. Haha, journalist humor. A black bear breached Walt Disney World on Monday, leading the Central Florida attraction to temporarily shut down wide swaths of its Magic Kingdom theme park, including Frontierland, Liberty Square, and Adventureland, when reports came in about a bear spotted in a tree near Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. It was almost as though one of the characters from the Country Bear Jamboree, oh God, stop making that joke, a Frontierland favorite, had come to life. Or perhaps Brer Bear from the now defunct Splash Mountain was back in his old haunts. Walt Disney World said law enforcement and biologists, I almost read bigots, but it's biologists from Florida Fish and Wildlife. Brain disabilities are fun, everybody. And Wildlife Conservation Commission were on the scene to capture and transport the bear. Florida Wildlife Commission reported it had recovered the animal around 2:45 p.m. and planned to relocate it in or around the Ocala National Forest. We here at Scraping the Vault have exclusive footage of the bear as it is being caught. We take you now live on tape to the bear now.
I am a teacher, a speech therapist, sir. I literally have to urinate in a cup because I don't have time to go to South Central on Slauson and Crenshaw to urinate, sir. I paid for your paycheck, sir. Everybody else is here. Just so you know, I'm not a freeloader. I'm just putting it out there.
I've been waiting to make that joke for 2 months.
Oh my God.
That was worth it, Dan. That was
beautiful.
That was great. And I do like the underscore of the Washington Post article.
I'm swelling with pride.
Oh, Canada, for those who don't know, is the Canadian national anthem.
Yeah, Canada is a country that people think is real. It's not. It's like Santa Claus. Spoilers.
Jeez.
I got to ride in a helicopter when I went camping in September in Canada, and we saw a brown bear. It was so cool.
Kenai.
And there's also I got a trailer. Are we gonna? I'm not. I mean, you know what's gonna happen here.
Yeah. Dan has my game.
For 13 years, Timothy Treadwell lived among the grizzly bears in the Alaskan wilderness. During that time, he shot over 100 hours of videotape. Until 2003, when he was killed by one of the bears he had sworn to protect.
Well, I'm here with one of my favorite bears, it's Mr. Chocolate. Hi, Mr. Chocolate. He's been with me for over a decade, and he's been my good friend.
That's a good point. It has been 2 months.
He's a big bear. A very big bear. Wow.
Oh, no.
Anyway,
when you spend a lot of
that was Grizzly Man, Dan. This is Brother Bear 2.
Same thing.
An equally tragic film.
I mean, do you guys want to hear the synopsis I came up with?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in my imagination, the older bro falls in with the wrong crowd and starts joining a bear gang. There's drugs, there's death, there's murder. And then the younger bro is like, do I join the gang or do I step up and stand up against the thugs that are bears? So big dramatic, Clint Eastwood thing. Brother Bear 2, Clash of Claws.
Oh, that would have been a better movie. But actually, Brother Bear 2 is a 2006 American animated direct-to-video musical fantasy comedy drama film.
Oh, God. Salads and shakes.
And it's the sequel to animated feature Brother Bear, which was released in August of 2006. And as you guys know, Melissa Etheridge contributed 3 songs to the film.
I did not know that.
I believe you. Yeah. Didn't you make a Melissa Etheridge reference earlier, mere minutes ago?
Me?
Huh?
Yeah. I thought, Audrey, you said, well, we'll have to hear the playback. In the film, the adventures of Bear brothers Kenai and Coda continue. While the first film dealt with Kenai's relationship with Coda, This one focuses more on his bond with a young woman from his past named Nita. Now, this picks up several months after the events of the first film, and a lot of returning voice actors. Now, Joaquin Phoenix was Kenai in the original, and this was McDreamy, Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah.
You have
Joaquin
Mandy,
Phoenix?
Yeah.
Was oh, wow.
Mandy Moore voices Kida. I like Nita as her name. I actually really enjoy Mandy Moore as a voice actress.
I do too, but not in this movie. She's horrible.
I have not seen the first movie because of Phil Collins reasons.
Okay.
And I did watch this one, but it was 2 months ago.
Right.
And I refuse to watch it again.
Yeah.
I had so many notes and I had to reboot my computer and all my notes went away. I thought this thing was supposed to save.
What?
Oh no.
I mean, I have a synopsis and stuff, but I have like notes, like for example, when my kid walks in the room, I'm watching in my office and my 10-year-old walks in the room, the opening establishment shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he walks in, he watches 15 seconds of this thing and very astutely goes, "Oh, this movie's about mating." And it 100% is about mating.
It's
that's the whole movie.
Good call.
Very astute.
What format did you, welcome to Tech Talk here at Scraping the Vault. I'll put some nice string quartet music on while we talk about this. Jimmy, what format did you save what format were your notes in? Have you tried, is your computer plugged in first of all?
Is it on? So I'm in the Supreme folder on Google, and it auto saves the documents. I thought, and I had to reboot my computer, and I come back, and the synopsis is there, but all the fun little notes that I put along the way is not there. Because I had notes about the Mooses, who, Rick Moranis and the other guy from
the horny ones.
Yeah, they were so horny. And he was
There's
like,
a lot of horniness.
She's got a nice pair of all. Oh, I'm so bummed I don't have that anymore. Bummer. All right, well, it's going to be pretty boring. Sorry, guys.
This movie is in fact cursed.
The curse.
That's a good point.
That's what you get when you try to put a Christian wedding on an Alaskan, Canadian, Pacific Northwest tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they, when they got married at the end, they get married at the end? Under the spirits? Because everybody's gathered, all facing them. They're next to each other over the water. Like, it felt like a bear wedding.
I mean, I've never been to one, so why not?
Oh.
I guess they just didn't have a budget for a big wedding. They kept it bare.
Well, a lot of people who do wedding services won't accept fish as payment or honey.
I have accepted honey for makeup services, believe it or not. It was for a friend who was doing, they were doing a short film and they needed some old age makeup. So I made three men into old women. It was fun.
All right. Well, anyway.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's Supreme Full. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try, this is more tech talk. Here we go. So if you go to Google Drive, and you go to the folder that you are trying to get to, then you get to that folder.
I'm there.
And then you find your Brother Bear 2. First of all, one of the problems is that there's two Brother Bear 2 folders.
Oh, that is a problem.
And I think I found your notes.
Oh, maybe I did it twice.
Yeah,
no,
hold on.
I only watched it once.
Hold on.
Ooh, Dan, you've solved it.
Did you find it?
Solved it. Found it.
There we go.
Complete with my son comes in and watches 15 seconds of the opening and says, "Oh, this is about mating." Oh, thank God, Dan. Good job.
Yeah, they got to the auto-tuned section really quick.
Yeah.
Now that we're thinking about it, Listener, stay tuned for this commercial, and we will be back with the exciting conclusion of Jimmy finding his notes. And we're back.
All right. Okay.
Jimmy, do you still have your notes?
I still have my notes.
Okay.
I have all the notes complete with commentary about the horny mooses.
Nice.
All right, so picking up several months after the events of the first film, Kenai, now a bear, is living joyfully with his foster brother, Coda. Dan didn't see Brother Bear.
Mm-mm.
Audrey, did you see Brother Bear?
I sure did, and I enjoyed it as much as one can.
So this synopsis says that it picked up several months after, but then Nita was a girl? So is it several months or several years? Because Kenai... why is he so old, and why is Coda so young, and why are they brothers?
Okay, so they're not blood brothers, but they're brothers. No. Their relationship is brotherly. So
Spiritual.
Let me go over the plot of the first movie. Kenai is he has a human brother who dies, and Kenai's got to prove himself. So he goes out and he's trying to kill a bear. But oh no, the spirits are like, fuck you, you're a bear. And so then Kenai tries to learn, he's a fish out of water, a bear out of
salmon
water. So he runs into a bear.
The fates were like, the bear is rubber and you are glue.
Yes.
Exactly. So he falls in with a crowd of bears and they're like, haha, you don't know anything about being a bear. So Coda shows up and he's like, I know everything there is to be about a bear, because Coda's like, overconfident, look at me. But it turns out Coda was orphaned by the human tribe who killed Coda's mother. And, plot twist, it turns out that the bear that killed Kenai's older brother or something was actually Coda's mom. So Kenai feels a lot of guilt about that. So he's like, I'll be your parent now, but he's a brother.
Oh,
so
Coda was a bear.
Coda's always been a bear.
Always been a bear.
Yeah.
Kenai was turned into a bear. The spirits turned him into a bear to look after Coda.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, not necessarily. Go ahead.
Let me guess. There's a moment where he is given the option of returning to being a human.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, I'm a bear now.
Yeah. He's like, you know what? Coda's needs are greater than my own. And that sacrifice is important. The end.
Okay, so
sounds great.
That's the plot of this movie, except add a girl.
Exactly, right.
The end.
It's a girl
well
now.
done.
Be kind, rewind. All right, so they just get back from hibernation, right? They're just awoken. Now, he has a dream about Nita and this little amulet that he gives her. And this amulet, according to the spirits, bonds them for life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That was not in the first movie. This is a flashback of something that was not in the movies, correct?
Yes. Kita is a new character.
Nita.
Sorry.
Nita.
So Nita,
Mandy
drop.
Nita. So the flashback with their little kids, they go to these special falls, and he gives Nita. He's a little boy at the time. She's a little girl. Gives her an amulet, and the spirits bond them for life. Flash forward, she's older now. She's presumably a teenager because she's getting married in a Disney film. And
so she's at least 12.
So at least 12. And she's about to get married to a guy who does not speak, Atka. There's no credit in IMDb for a character who plays Atka. He says some words towards the end, but in IMDb, there's nobody that plays Atka. So he's just a voiceless man. Does not pass the Bechdel test, this movie.
No.
You don't say.
So he's plagued by visions of Nita. He gave a special amulet, and that he saved her from drowning. That's right, because she fell through the ice, and then he saved her from drowning. She's not gone underwater since.
Yeah,
right?
She has a phobia.
Yeah, okay. So
it's all coming back to me.
Nita's all grown up now, and she's set to wed Atka, like I said, a man from a neighboring Inuit village. However, on the day of the wedding, the spirits appear in the form of a storm that causes a fissure to open up in the ground, literally separating Nita and Atka. Like
it's good
Nita
luck
is on an island.
A wedding day to have the crown open up.
I mean, it is
it's
the only lyric that Alanis Morissette missed.
It's
like a fissure opening up on your wedding day.
But the spirits, one knife.
The spirits are angry because Nita and Kenai, as children, got this amulet, bonds them for life. So the spirits are like, no. You're bonded with Kenai, who's now a bear. You can't marry this voiceless man from the next neighbor.
You clicked the box that said that I have read all the fine print. So you're out of luck, Missy.
You have no free will.
So Nita's like, well, this is a sign because the world opened up the minute I was going to marry this strange man who doesn't have a voice. And then she's like, let me go see this. Yeah. So she wants to see the spirit lady. And they're like, we need a Wanda Sykes type character.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I forgot about this. Oh, God. Why? Why did they do that? Why?
There's Wanda Sykes has one character, and that it was the Wanda Sykes character that she plays.
I'm
not shaming Wanda Sykes. I think she's great.
It was the choice of, it was a creative choice by whoever. Like, Wanda Sykes is just going to show up and do the Wanda Sykes thing, right?
Exactly.
It's not like she's going to like look at it and go like, hold on.
Yeah, so
she's fits.
Inoko is her name. So the Wanda Sykes character Inoko, she's like fat shaming and calls Atka Kaka.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, this movie is so bad.
Reason number 12 why you should never watch this.
So she's the wisest shaman of the tribes. By communicating with the spirits, she reveals that the amulet that Kenai gave Nita all those years ago bonded her and Kenai together, like we talked about.
What?
The only way for Nita to sever the bond and to be able to marry Atka, who, again, has no personality trait, no voice, is to find Kenai, go with him to Hokoni Falls, which is where they got the amulet. She almost drowned. And then they have to burn the amulet together on the eve of the equinox, which is 3 days away. Therefore, that bond will then return to the spirits so that she can marry this other guy and the earth won't open up. Inoko grants Nita the ability to communicate with Kenai and other wildlife. So she gives her, through the spirits, she can now communicate with all the animals.
Which is pretty dope. That'd be a cool skill to have.
That would be a cool skill. Flying, invisibility, communicate with animals.
You'd be the most successful vet ever.
That should have been the movie. That should have been the movie.
Agreed. She's
and Wanda
like
Sykes
a
could be her like
for the vet.
Yeah, Wanda Sykes could be like her sassy office manager or something.
Mandy Moore is Dr. Doolittle. Doolittle.
I like Doolittle better.
I do too. It's you avoid all the copyright and trademark. Eventually, Kenai and Kota meet up with Nita. They just happen upon each other. She's trying to find them. Of course, mistaken identities because she's all bundled up, so she looks like an evil warrior.
We need to play this character.
Who dat?
Have you seen the stand-up comedy of Wanda Sykes?
Yes.
Hold on.
So
let me get you a cassette tape of Wanda Sykes, and tell me if you're not just imagining Inuit.
That's the first thing I went to when I first started her stand-up comedy on the radio. I was like, okay, Inuit, this shaman.
She needs to be an Inuit shaman.
100%.
Are they Inuit?
So, listener,
do they ever say what Native American tribe they are? It could be Kuwak
Canadian
for all we know.
I mean, the Atka's from an Inuit tribe, according to what I found. I don't know. I don't even want to go down that road. This meet cute of Nita, who is a human, and Kenai, who is a bear, very similar to The Lion King, where what's her name? Nala is hunting for food and comes across and they fight and whatever. It's a very similar little meet cute. But he's a bear. She's a human. Just a reminder for you, listener.
I'm sure someone sprinkled some Real 34 on that before.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Let's see.
God damn you.
No.
Stop.
Bear. They can't see it.
I can't protest loud enough.
I'm not even going to show it. I just want to know if it exists. Keep going.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. DeviantArt.
There it goes. What was your search?
Brother Bear 2 fan art.
Oh, no.
And let's see. Brother Bear. Brother Bear. Let's follow that tag.
Is your safe search on?
My computer knows so much anyway. It's just like, yeah, of course you're going to do this.
Probably auto-completed for you.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a lot of anime stuff, but so far I haven't seen anything Rule 34-y. I guess what we got to say is, internet, you're failing. Get on.
Oh, wow. All right.
Hey,
so
listener, if you have some really good Brother Bear 2 fan art, Rule 34 style, that you want to share with us,
you know what we're saying.
Yeah. Share
send it to Dan at earsuppodcast.com.
Send it to Jason at...
Jason at earsup-podcast.com. Send all your fan art. Do not explain it. Just send them fan art.
Just
Brother
the
Bear
subject, 2. Love the show.
There you go. Okay, so they meet up. Kenai and Kota meet up with Nita. At first, Kenai refuses to destroy the bond, but that Nita tells him that the spirits may turn him back into a human and send him to her. Under pressure from Nita and Kota, who fears that he and Kenai could no longer be brothers if this happens.
And this isn't done in a, like, hey, I really, like, this is inconvenient, or like, well, if the fates really... He's just straight up, like, the worst kind of dude, where it's just like, hey, you know, I got something on you now. If I remember correctly, the bear, the
Kenai,
older brother,
the big
bear.
one or the little one?
The big brother bear. I refuse to learn these characters' names. Well, he's like to Nita or Kita or whatever her name is. Nita. Nika.
Oh, he can hold it over her because she wants something from him.
Yeah, he's being a complete dick about it, if I remember correctly. He's just like, yeah, no.
Well, that means so you're my take on it is that he doesn't want to let go of that bond because he feels such a special bond with Nita. He doesn't want to let go of it.
Yeah, but I agree with you. But the way it's done, the way it's handled in the story, is like the worst kind of like middle school crush. Like, well, if I double Tapsy's no take back, like then she has to give me a kiss and touch my wiener, like that.
Yeah, there's this manufactured conflict. So she says maybe they'll turn you back. The spirits will turn you back into a human if you do break this bond. And then Kota immediately is like, oh, you don't want to be my brother anymore. And kind of silently huffs and puffs about it for a while.
Yeah. I feel like up front, they kind of focus a little bit too much on Big Brother Bear being like really kind of like is lording it over this person. Then they focus on the relationship between the two brother bears.
Yeah.
I mean, they balance it out eventually, but up front, it's just like, he's being such a douchebag. But it could just be the voice acting, because that guy is kind of a douche.
Patrick Dempsey. Can't Buy Me Love. One of my favorite movies. Anyway, so, I mean, as my 10-year-old said, this is a mating film.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Kenai relents. They make their way to Hokani Falls, which is where they made the bond. As they spend more time together, Kenai and Nita rekindle their old friendship, much to Kota's chagrin. He doesn't like it. The three also run into Rut and Took multiple times throughout the journey.
Yes.
And one of them makes an "Are those real?" joke. About the antlers or something of the girl moose.
Has Rick Moranis done Shakespeare?
I don't know. He tried.
Oddly enough, what is the movie that Strange Brew is actually Shakespeare?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
like 10 Things I Hate About You sort of situation.
Is it Hamlet? It's either Hamlet or Macbeth.
Strange Brew. Well, I mean, there's witches in Macbeth, so
Oh,
right?
I think it's Hamlet. Oh, hold on. I'm going to look it up.
Rule 34, Macbeth.
So Nita helps the Rut and Took woo a pair of female Canadian moose, and one of the female moose walking away says that it says nice rack on the little one, and then the other one says big horns, no brains.
It's Hamlet. Strange Brew is a retelling of Hamlet.
So yes, Rick Moranis has done Hamlet.
Yes. All right.
So because these two characters are the characters from Strange Brew.
Oh, is that what that is? I know the same actors. I just didn't put that together.
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't want to rain
nice
on
to have
our
Rick Moranis back.
Bear Parade, but you shouldn't say the Scottish play's name because then you're cursed. So we're all extra cursed. What do we do?
Yeah. Well, we have to watch this movie. It's part of the curse.
Damn it.
Which one, Macbeth?
Oh no, don't say it.
When Kenai says that he...
I just want to make sure. You're talking about Hamlet or Macbeth?
Macbeth. Damn it.
Okay.
The Scottish play.
I did it!
Yay. Well, we've already been cursed.
Yeah.
When Kenai says that he has considered it about being human again, Coda hears this and races up a mountain. He's very upset, anxious that Kenai may leave him. Nita finds Coda hiding in a cave, but both are caught in an avalanche. There's a lot of falling down hills in this movie. And are rescued by Kenai. Kenai shouts at Coda for almost getting himself killed, but the two reconcile with Kenai assuring Coda that he will never leave him. So this is his first commitment to Coda, that he's a bear, as tempting as this teenage girl is, and their bond, his bond with Coda, is more important, and he'll always be there for him.
Hoes before bros. I mean, bros before hoes.
Before hoes, yeah.
The trio eventually make it to Hokani Falls, but they had... So, first of all, she doesn't go to water now, ever, and they have to cross a river in order to get to Hokani Falls. She suggests this alternate, let's climb that mountain and go around the other mountain, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, no, we'll do this together.
Yeah.
Like we did before. We'll do it together because we're bonded.
She's pretty naggy, I'll say. Like, I found her pretty irritating.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Listen, I don't want to shame anyone, but he's a bear. And she falls in love with him. And I guess it doesn't matter, but
she's falling in love with the human inside the bear. It's like if you were to meet, if you go to Chuck E. Cheese, and you see someone dressed up as Helen Henny, and you just fall in love with you're just kind of Helen Henny is the chicken character.
She's in the band.
Yeah, she's in the band. She was a singer.
Rocket Fire Explosion.
Yeah.
That's
wrong.
I've seen that.
Wrong establishment.
Sorry.
She was in Mr. Lunch's Make Believe Band.
Thank you.
She did a lot of the singing, although Chucky would somewhat argue he was the star of the show. But she was a supporting character, and occasionally at some locations you would have a walk around character of Helen Henny. I myself have worn the Helen Henny costume, and it's almost as though if you were to fall in love with the essence of somebody in the Helen Henny costume, like several old men did with me when I was there,
because it was a girl,
because it's a lady, and Gampa's horny because he had 2 buckets of Bud Light and he's got nothing else. And that
reminds me, Dan, there's not to promote other podcasts, but to promote specifically one of our favorite podcasters, which is Matt Gorley. Matt Gorley, who is on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, but he started a podcast with his wife. It's kind of a, I don't want to say true crime, but it's kind of a true crime. It's very similar to something else. They started one called Keys to the Kingdom, and it's behind the scenes stories of people who have worked at theme parks. The first episode, his wife was a princess, like a face character.
Yeah.
And they tell all she was a bunch of them, including Rafiki.
I'm just proving that I know who these people
that you know.
Are. Yeah.
But it's a really interesting show. If you're Disney theme park fans, track it down. It's Keys to the Kingdom, Matt Gorley and Amanda Lund. And that first episode was about how gross some people are and grab assing and grabbing boobs and stuff. And
they're both very funny people and very good improvisers. Quite. And
this is not an improvised show. It's it's like scripted. It's really good. Anyway, listen to it. I think he said there was like 8 parts or whatever. The first 2 episodes are out now on wherever you find your podcasts.
But finish listening to this one first.
First this one, and then ask Matt Gorley to come on the Supreme Resort.
Yes.
Because he'd be a great guest. Also, I host a hike club with my Cub Scout pack, and one of the dads we were talking.
I'm sorry, I just want to clarify. You said hike club and not fight club, right?
Hike club.
Okay.
Well, they wouldn't talk about it if it was
about
hike club.
Yeah.
So anyway, one of the dads is a new dad of the pack. One of his friends, evidently a multi-billionaire, just finished the round the world trip to all the Disney theme parks.
Oh, wow.
Owns at Disney and is a huge fan. This guy says he probably is a bigger Disney fan than I am.
Bring him on.
We shall see. I'm getting him on the show.
Yeah.
Getting him on the show.
Does he enjoy the the straight-to-video sequels? That should have been your first question.
That should have been. That would be my second question. All right. So the trio eventually make it to Hokani Falls where they burn the amulet. And now they burned it. The spirit curse or whatever is broken. And so now Nita can no longer communicate with Kenai or Kota.
Yeah. And I legitimately hated myself for being remotely touched by that moment.
Yes.
Like, oh, damn it.
And then later, because they talk about, like, Kota says something about they're never gone. People who love you are never gone. They're here in your heart.
Yeah.
Or maybe Nita says it to Kota. But there's this whole, like, they're in your heart forever. And then I'm skipping ahead, but there's a moment where Nita or Kenai almost dies, gets thrown off the cliff by Atka, the voiceless soon-to-be husband. And Nita runs after him. And then Kenai, who can't communicate with her anymore because they lost the curse or whatever, he puts her hand on his heart and she says, I love you too.
And then he mauls her.
Because they can't understand each other anymore.
Is it?
I'm a bear.
It's a loving mauling.
Oh yeah,
it's a very affectionate mauling. Yeah,
he's crying the whole time. Crying. It's like I have to. It's in my nature.
He keeps pointing at his heart.
Yeah,
this is your fault.
Yeah, right.
He says to his little brother, "This is your fault."
That's right.
You made me choose.
You made me maul this woman. So seeing how miserable Kenai is and realizing that he loves Nita, Kenai does, Kota secretly asks his mother in the spirit world, who has never left, always here in his heart, to turn Kenai back into a human so he can be happy. The next morning, Rut and Took, the scamps,
I forgot how stupid this was.
Inform Kenai that Kota went to the village to retrieve Nita. Knowing that Kota will be killed by the humans, Kenai runs after him.
Well, and meanwhile, these moose are engaging in like the dumbest, like
throupling
pickup artists, like in sort of engagement with like other moose, lady moose, or it's like, hey, if you treat her like garbage, she'll like you.
Well, yeah, there was some negging going on for sure.
And then really, they see them like nurturing the little bear, and they're like, "Oh, he's so caring."
Which was Nita's idea. Like, you pretend to be playing hide and seek. You go over to the girl mooses, and then we'll come and find you like we're playful scamps. And that's what turned everything around.
She's got game.
There's a lot of manipulation going on.
Sure. But I also want to point out the voice acting in this movie is really good. Catherine O'Hara and Andrea Martin, they're the girl mooses.
Amazing. Both of them. Andrea Martin is an Emerson alum. Fun fact.
There you go. I'm flying to Chicago tomorrow morning. I don't know if that matters or means anything.
Well, I mean, seeing as how Audrey and I are both improvisers, anytime someone mentions going to Chicago, we are immediately impressed.
Exactly. That's where it all began.
Ooh, that's where the improv pope is.
That's right. So I don't, for whatever reason, Audrey, I feel like you remind me of you're from Chicago, even though you're from Washington.
It's the horse nest, I think.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes.
All women in Chicago sound like that.
Yeah. Well, because of the wind. They have to shout over the wind.
And they're constantly improvising.
That's how it works.
Yeah. At the village.
I love you.
Can I get a suggestion?
Name a city. All right, so we're back at the village. The tribe's preparing for the wedding once again, but Nita, realizing her love for Kenai, tells her father,
I'm stuck in this pizza.
Oh, we're still going. Sorry. I don't understand that reference.
Because the Chicago pizza is...
it's deep dish.
But how about bears? Am I right?
Yeah.
Bears.
There we go.
So yeah, they're back at the village, and Chilkoot, by the way, scraping the vault legend, Jim Cummings, who is also the head raccoon who steals the amulet for a little side quest. He's the head raccoon, and he's the father.
The raccoons were the best part of this movie, and they had the most coolest looking animation. 10 out of 10.
There you go. A funny line in that is that the raccoons are all like, Kenai finds the amulet. They lose it. Nita doesn't want to go in the water to fetch it because she doesn't swim because of the whole childhood trauma.
And they basically make fun of her for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Kenai finds the tree with the raccoon who stole the amulet. And so like Nita's climbing up the tree, and then just then like 1,000 raccoons come out of the little hole.
Yeah.
And she's trying to sneak up on it. They're throwing pine cones at Kenai, and he's saying, ow, by the way. I don't know if you've ever, a bear with the skin and the fur and everything in a pine cone. I don't know how painful that would be. But Coda's like, here's the strategy. Just wait till they run out of pine cones. And he's like, this is a pine forest. And he's like, oh, okay, well, it'll take a little while then.
I do remember finding that part funny. Yes.
Yeah.
In the middle of hating everything else.
Yeah.
So back at the village, preparing for the wedding, Nita realizes she loves Kenai, tells her father she can't marry Atka. And just at that moment, Coda creates a major commotion in the village in order to get Nita's attention. While Kenai arrives to stop Coda, Rut and Took rescue Coda from the two villagers, while Atka fights with Kenai, throwing him off a cliff into shallow water. And then this is when Nita rushes to Kenai's side, where the two profess their love for each other, as I just described a little while ago. The spirits then appear to change Kenai back into a human, allowing Nita to communicate with Kenai and Coda. But Kenai doesn't ever become a human again. But now they can communicate with each other.
Sort of, just like right now, as we're talking about this moment, everyone in the village is weirdly accepting of this. Now I understand.
Sure.
I understand these are
Canada.
Spiritual people. They, but it's just, they're somewhere between, oh, wow, something miraculous is happening. Oh my God, let's acknowledge this. Oh, no, we gotta put this, there's somewhere between that and, look at that.
I wonder when
when's
the cocktail hours start?
That's right. Well, they just want a wedding, man. They don't care who it is.
They just want the pictures.
A block at the Marriott for everyone to fly in for this again. The second time.
So that they profess their love for each other. She can understand him again. And he's like, listen, Nita, I made a commitment to this bear child. I can't do this. I cannot change back to a human. And I can't become a human. And she's like, I know you can't. And then she stops. But I can. And then she goes, her dad comes by. He's like, I know you love this bear. And if this is what you want, if this is what you want, you have my blessing. And then she floats up in the Northern Lights and becomes a bear.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, exactly. And then she's like, it is. Well, no, because it's Shrekette. She becomes a full-time ogre.
That's right.
So he said, or she's like, how do I look? And he's like, great, but they gave you antlers. And she's like, what? And they ha ha ha, and they laugh because she didn't get antlers.
No,
he was lying.
And
then the film ends with Kenai. Well, hold on. The film ends with Kenai and Nita's wedding that the tribe's bears, Coda, Rut, Took, and their mates happily watch. And would it surprise you to know that I thought Nita was hotter as a bear?
Not one bit.
I added that later. That's Brother Bear 2, everybody.
Yay.
Yeah.
I wonder if Coda will be jealous of his new bear sisters and brothers. Like, he's the half sibling.
Well, no, he's got a bear mom.
I guess so. But it's a step bear mom. Not his real. I mean, you're not my real step bear mom. You're not my real bear mom. Oh, man.
Right. Searching Rule 34. Let's see.
Oh, boy.
No.
Here we go. Oh yeah.
God.
There it is. There it is. That's
you found it?
Not focusing on the aspects of the story that I was expecting it to be honest. That's a lot. There's a lot of bodily fluids happening in some of them.
Oh boy.
Or just fluids in general. That's interesting.
I like this movie.
God damn it.
Of course you do.
I genuinely enjoyed the movie. I watched it. I liked it. I enjoyed. I was touched by it. It was just the right length. I like the spirituality of it.
It was just the right length.
The hot bears.
As I'm looking at what I'm looking at.
It didn't bother me at all.
Was there a donkey in this movie?
Is a moose a donkey?
No. I'm trying to think. What did I watch?
Someone imagined that.
Oh no, that was Saturday Night Live sketch where Bad Bunny wanted to be Shrek.
Huh.
It was pretty funny. Anyhow,
I'm on page 3. There's a lot.
Okay. So while Dan is reviewing fan art,
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that while we watch this movie again, because we all enjoyed it so much, we're going to be drinking from Belly Hop Brewing Brother Bear Brown Ale.
Perfect.
It is from Belly Hop Brewing of Alberta, Canada. It is American brown ale. Alcohol by volume is 4.8%. I'd like to read some descriptions which, to me, mirror how I feel about this film. Appearance. Pours a mahogany brown with 2 fingers of foamy tan head. Smell. It's toasty and roasty malts, earthy and leafy hops, cocoa, coffee bean, nuttiness, and earthy yeast. The taste. Toasty and roasty malts up front. The earthy and leafy hops, cocoa, coffee bean, and nuttiness come through next. The earthy yeast rounds out the brew. Nice balance of flavors overall. Mouthfeel. Medium-bodied with moderate carbonation. Finishes dry with the malts, cocoa, and coffee bean lingering. Overall, a pleasant brew that, in comparison to other black ales, is very flavorful and drinkable.
Flavorable.
That's my flavorful. Sorry,
I'm just still stuck on the fact that you like this movie. To be honest,
I mean, for what it is, like I'm not going to turn it on again. Like, but maybe I'm in a better place. I don't know. It's just it's a Sunday morning. I'm in my office. It's quiet. Everybody's still asleep, and I watched an hour-long fun romp. There's some music. Melissa Etheridge. There were no dogs dying. It was great.
That's positive of you.
So, okay, when you, just to clarify, when you say you enjoy one of these awful movies, is it like if someone's coming up to you and they're like, "Hey, I'm thinking of watching like just a normal ass person, not a Disney fanatic or anything like that. I think I want to watch Brother Bear 2." Are you like, "Yeah, you should. It's good.
You should."
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
If somebody says, "What's a really good Disney animated feature?" I wouldn't say Brother Bear 2.
And it wouldn't even enter your mind.
No.
Okay.
It's not that. It's just we're doing this experiment for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Of all these movies, like we used to do a ranking and we lost it a while ago. But you have a choice. You're given a choice, gun to head.
Yeah.
Belle's Magical World or Brother Bear 2. It's not even on the same planet.
We might need to revisit that one because it's been too long.
You used to vomit every time you said Belle's Magical World.
I know. I guess for me, it's not so much a like 1-to-1 as it is like, this is a collection of garbage. And you know, and like some of them do stand out as being garbage that you would put in the recycling bin.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, so like things that you would like to like higher status garbage, like garbage that is actually like worth engaging in, but it's still it's like it's the frozen pizza thing. Like
recyclables
these are all
that you would put in a recycling bin. Come on,
right? Yeah.
Do your part. Reduce, reuse, recycle, rethink. Sorry,
right? Yeah, I think it's just different ways of looking at it. For me, it all starts with these movies should not exist in the first place, and some of them should exist less than others.
Yes.
And in the garbage pile of Disney sequels, this is like an unopened, maybe partially opened bag of M&Ms. Like, nobody's gotten into it. Nobody's put their fingers in it. It's in a pile of garbage, but it's not fully open. You know, it's like a little tear. It's still probably fine.
If you were starving,
chocolate.
Living on the streets.
Yeah, if you were real hungry.
You'd eat
No,
it.
I like this analogy. I think to me it's like, it's like an ice cream cake that has been left on the counter.
So soup.
And
it's chocolate, of course.
Oh yeah, and you're really, and because it's chocolate, you're more concerned about like the dog licking the drippings on the ground than you are about, oh no, what happened to the cake?
Do you want to know what we're
but
actually
it was
eating?
once cake.
Yeah, what are we eating besides melted ice cream cake, Audrey?
Oh boy, I hope you're hungry.
I sure am.
It's gonna be Kashi, the cereal, because it's just like eating tree bark. Instead of milk, it's raspberry LaCroix. And instead of a spoon, you just get a stick of smoked salmon. Enjoy.
Yum.
Yum. Indeed.
Our keto listeners are going to love it.
Yeah.
Oh no, Kashi is very carby.
Oh, sorry.
And instead of watching this movie, I suggest that you listen to the Canadian philosopher Jordan Peterson share this dream of his.
I dreamed I saw my maternal grandmother sitting by the bank of a swimming pool, which was also a river. Her genital region was exposed dimly. It had the appearance of a thick mat of hair.
Mm-hmm.
She was stroking herself absent-mindedly.
Yep. Tell me more. Don't ignore this, Jimmy and Audrey. Don't ignore this.
With a handful of pubic hair compacted into something resembling a large artist's paintbrush.
She turned into a bear?
At my face.
This is torture.
I raised my arm several times to deflect her hand. Finally, unwilling to hurt her or interfere with her any further, I let her have her way.
Tape. I just
she stroked my face with the brush gently and said, like a child,
soft.
"Isn't it soft?"
Yeah.
I looked at her ruined face and said,
"What the hell?"
Grandma.
You added the music.
I didn't. Someone else did.
Oh my.
Anyway, that's there's another option, which is
this is Timothy's camera. During the attack,
Werner Herzog, my favorite.
Remove the lens
Yeah.
cap.
That's the Grizzly Man.
Halovac allowed me to listen to the audio.
This is him listening to the audio of Timothy Treadwell getting mauled by bears. Oh, Jimmy, what? I don't know. I had a plan for both of these clips, and it was 2 months ago, and I don't remember what the plan was. That's fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, Brother Bear 2, not as bad as I expected, but it's done. It's over. Moving on.
We did it.
Probably a Rankin Bass.
Oh, yes.
Some Christmas delight for our November release that you can enjoy all month long in December. And then we'll have, maybe we'll do a December Fox and the Hound 2.
Oh,
well, we do our annual dealer's choice.
I know, but I think historically we released on Christmas for the Christmas episode. Then because then you do Valentine's for January.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway,
I'm thinking for my pick, I might go with Labyrinth and invite Eric to watch it with us.
I've never seen Labyrinth.
Is that a love story?
To help promote our upcoming podcast, Bowie's Planning.
Oh, the Davey thing. Davey Bowie.
Bowie's Planning.
Bowie's Planning.
And then Audrey listens to David Bowie albums for the first time, and I tell him why he should like them.
Dan loves the Bowie.
That sounds great.
Alternate title.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can call it Eric Hates David Bowie.
No, he's not allowed to.
Okay. And then Audrey will pick a musical that we'll tell her she needs to pick.
She gets to pick whatever she wants.
Okay, Audrey picks whatever she wants.
we don't get to bully her into picking things that we want her to pick.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Is it Sweeney Todd? Oh. Ultimate torture, Dan.
Oh, God.
You're taking it back, aren't you?
No, we'll do it. We can do
Sweeney Todd.
I mean, I've already seen it. So.
I've already seen all the Rankin Bass movies.
Fans.
Then we come back with Fox and the Hound 2, Cinderella 3, and then Tinkerbell. Oh no, yes. Little Mermaid Ariel's beginning, then the Tinkerverse.
The Tinkerverse.
Right.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. Well, Burn in Hell, Brother Bear 2.
Tell us more about things that people can do and listen to.
Oh, yeah. We have other shows. Supreme Resort, back with a bang. We have a 2-part episode, the submarine voyage, the Seas with Nemo and Friends. We did the beginning, kind of the history, the overview, and the next episode is going to be the ride itself and land impact and everything else. Listen to that. It's a great episode. We've got some special Halloween stuff coming up for the Supreme Resort.
It's coming together. It's going to be real
coming together, I guess. I'm not involved.
No, Eric and I found a really, really good place for you to.
Okay, good. I'm glad you guys are talking.
A little bit of research, and it's a place that we need your voice for, so it'll work out
wonderful.
Really well.
Great, go team! And then the Ears Up, which is still a show. And the in-depth thing, and then, those Puny Pod guys, they're doing puny stuff over there, doing the Marvel rewatch. And then we have the Star Wars Pew Pew show. I think they're probably talking about Ahsoka, which I enjoyed. And that's it. Dude, Concierge, we have a new Conci client who I don't think listens to this show, but listens to the Supreme Resort. So I'm going to shout him out on this show because he reached out and said, hey, I'm an Ears Up Supreme Resort fan. I want you to plan my next trip. And we're like, okay, great. What hotel? He's like, oh, no, got the hotel already. I'm staying at the Disneyland Hotel. Okay, great. So you just want tickets? Nope, got those from a competitor of yours.
Oh, my God.
I just want some ideas for shows.
There you go.
So, listener, just know we will even just tell you what to go see. Or I think he might be looking for tours also. So
tours?
We appreciate him. Yeah, like VIP tours, stuff like that. Like Walt's apartment tour,
listening.
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
thanks for listening. And, the point is, listener, you don't have to even book anything that gives us revenue. You can just reach out and we can tell you our expertise. That's Concierge. That's the Concierge difference.
Wait, when are they going? When are they going?
February?
Oh, February. Okay.
Tours aren't available yet.
So shows, I hear they're going to change Phantasmic into a dragon playing a banjo, a giant dragon playing a banjo on the island. That's just funny for me.
That's funny.
Not true.
Yeah.
Shows.
Audrey, do you have any shows coming up in San Diego?
Do I have any shows? No, I'm working on the Haunted
February?
Trail in Balboa Park until Halloween night, and it's a good spooking time. That's why I sound like this.
If you're in San Diego area and you're listening to this, it ends tomorrow.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Shows. I don't know. Watch Rogers, the musical. It'll be back. I said so.
It'll be back, I'm sure. Anyway, well, thanks for listening to this episode. And I'm sorry to cut everybody off, but that's what this episode's going to be because it's been a long time coming. And Concierge 856 Our Ears. Jimmy Ears Up podcast. Dan,
what they do on Ears Up in Depth? What's that show about?
I haven't listened in some time, Dan. I think you could probably give a little more insight, but I believe
I don't think I'm allowed to.
Jeremy is becoming Florida man. That's the sense I'm getting, but I don't know for a fact.
That's fair. Yeah. He doesn't listen to this show, so it's fine.
No, he does not.
I don't have
until
our
next
outro,
time.
But until next time,
be kind
and rewind.
Note to self: put the sound here. It's the sound of
everything in reverse,
except it's
rewinding.
Why do you just do that?
What?
Goodbye.
Bye.
Truly, you must never listen to this.
I know, Werner. I'm never going to.